Hey everybody, I've got some good news and some bad news regarding the future of Hardtail Party. So yeah, a lot of things are changing on the channel and a lot of things are not changing. Today I'm going to explain all of that, kind of a long video, but you guys deserve an update to know what's been going on and what to expect in the near future. I know I haven't posted hardly at all this year on YouTube, especially with hardtail reviews, and that saddens me. I wish I were reviewing a hardtail a week like I used to, but my health hasn't been able to support that. However, I have been hard at work. I've been pouring tons of time and energy over the last year and a half into building my mountain bike geometry course. Now, a lot of people misunderstand this course. They think it's a 5-minute YouTube video that describes what each measurement is. It isn't. This is more like a bicycle design theory course, talking about the theory of where we put things and why, and how changing it changes how the bike rides. There are over 130 lessons. There are over 2.5 hours of content just on geometry and mountain bike design, and I've simplified some really difficult concepts to make it understandable to everybody. I'm really, really proud of this product, and it's what I've been working on the last year and a half while I haven't been able to ride. If you want to learn and level up your geometry skills, I got a link in the description below where you can purchase that course. It's online access. You get lifetime access to it. You can go at your own pace. And I think it's really valuable. A lot of people who haven't seen it just say, well, I can get all that for free on YouTube. Maybe 25% of it where it talks about what the measurement is, how we measure it, and some general things about it. But the other 75% is nowhere else on the internet. So I'm really proud to bring that to light. If you like the way that I describe things and make difficult concepts easier to understand, you're gonna love this course. The cool thing about that course is it will go with you for the rest of your life. So on the next bike that you buy, or the next demo day, or the next time you're like, man, I can't get my bike to climb the way I want to. Oh yeah, what I learned in the geometry course, I can adjust this, I can adjust that, I can change this component to get the behavior that I want. So it's great lifelong knowledge that will carry throughout everything. There are a lot of people that understand a little bit of mountain bike geometry theory and they think they understand a lot. And so this is a great way to really become an expert on mountain bike geometry and bike design. Okay, so that's some good news. That's what I've been up to, is building that course. And I'm so glad to finally have it out. I've put hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours into it. It took so much work. Let's talk about a little bit of bad news. Hardtail Party is relocating and I will not be in Sedona, Arizona anymore. This breaks my heart. I love Sedona. So this news about my health really rocked my world and it's affected every aspect of my life. And I'm trying to decide, how am I going to move forward? What does the future look like for this channel and for my work? Well, I'm a religious man and I've been praying about this over and over and over. And I feel like God is directing me and he's giving me answers that I need of where our family needs to go. And so our family is relocating because I feel like that's what God has in his plans for us. Now, for those that aren't religious, it probably won't make a lot of sense, but that's my number one focus and priority in life is God, and then everything else fits under that. So I feel like God has a purpose for us in this new place, and that's why we're leaving Sedona that we love so, so much. I love Sedona. It has my favorite people. It has my favorite riding and trails and scenery. Sedona is a magical place and I love Sedona. I've really struggled to get adequate medical attention and support in Sedona. It's really difficult. My rheumatologist was booked 11 months out before I could even see my first appointment. And so that's been really frustrating and my health progress has been much slower than expected. And that's been frustrating. Also, with my health being diminished, that is a terrible place to ride if you're dealing with arthritis or fatigue. It's so harsh, it's so sharp, it's so physical that it's really hard to do with limited energy. So that's a bit of a bummer as well. And lately I've been trying to ride more e-bikes because that's the only way I can get out with my limited energy. And Sedona has one Jeep 4x4 road that you can ride it on. There's really zero e-bike support out there. And so I can't legally ride e-bikes on any single track out there, which really, really reduces my ability to get out. There's also not a great cycling infrastructure in town. The town's not really built for cyclists on the road. But I still love Sedona. So we're gonna miss our friends. I'm gonna miss all of you that are out there, locals that we connected with riding. but I will still come back and visit from time to time. But that brings me to some good news. The good news is where we're moving next. We are moving to Bentonville, Arkansas, the mountain bike capital of the world. I have to laugh a little bit. Bentonville calls themselves that. Nobody else calls Bentonville the mountain bike capital of the world. It's a neat place, and there's really great cycling infrastructure. There's a lot of great things there, but I don't know if I see it as a mountain bike capital of the world. I'm definitely going to miss Sedona's raw trails. Bentonville's got some great stuff, a lot of machine-built stuff, a lot of stuff that'll be easier on my body. It's also e-bike friendly, so I can get out on the e-bike and still work up my stamina and experiment with working out and health and how that affects my health as well. It also means it's a better place to ride hardtail, so I can ride hardtails without getting rattled to death like I did in Sedona. Now, another bonus about me living in Bentonville is I'm going to be available for private coaching, for group coaching, and for group tours. Whether you want a paved city tour going through the town, whether you want an e-bike tour, you want a hardtail tour, or you want some flowy single track, or you want to go work on some skills, I'm now able to do that. The way it works in Sedona is the Forest Service owns all the land, and you're not allowed to make money on that land unless you have a permit. And the permits are limited, and they've already been given out to the yoga teachers and the photographers and the Jeep people and a few mountain bike companies that do provide coaching and guiding. But when I moved to Sedona, there were none left. And so I couldn't legally guide or coach on national forest land in Sedona. In Bentonville, we don't have that restriction. So I can coach and guide finally. And so if you're coming to the area and you want to hang out, or you want a tour, or you want local knowledge of which, maybe you only have 2 days to hit and you want to make sure you hit all the good stuff and don't leave anything on the table, hit me up. But I'd love to help you and your crew have a great time here in Bentonville, whether that's skills coaching or a guided tour or a group ride or something like that. So I will have a link down below how you can get in touch with me to book something like that. And I'm so excited to bring that moving forward. I'm also excited that Bentonville is e-bike friendly. This will really help me when my health is down. My health is up and down and up and down. And when I'm low on energy, e-bike's the only option. And it's great that I'll still be able to get out. I can still create content for Big Brain Party, my other channel, on the e-bike. So whether I'm testing bars or wheels or drivetrains or something, I can still test that on an e-bike, which is great. So that's really great for me. But don't worry, my true love is hardtails and analog bikes. I love what e-bikes afford me, but every time I ride one, I miss being able to ride an analog bike. There's something just magical about those simple bikes. Bentonville's also more family friendly than Sedona. Sedona's so expensive that families can't afford to move in, and so the schools are shrinking, families are shrinking, everybody's buying up the land as Airbnbs, driving the price up, and so locals can't afford to move there. I'm really excited for the opportunity at Bentonville for my daughter to grow up here and have more friends, and there's a lot more sense of community. It's more locals you see out on the trails than tourists. Sedona, it felt like 99% tourists, and 1% of the time you'd see a local. So I really see a lot of good news on that as well on that front. Another cool thing about moving to Bentonville is the bike industry that is there. There are a lot of companies that I haven't been able to focus on Hardtail Party or Big Brain Party because I was so far away in Sedona. But as I move to Bentonville, I'll be closer to them and be able to bring you some fresh new content about some cool stuff going on. And finally, even though Bentonville's not known for their medical support, it's better than Sedona's. And that brings me to a bit of bad news is my health problems aren't gone. I do have some more answers though. That's good news. So I'm still heavily affected by my chronic fatigue and my arthritis, but I've got some answers on what's going wrong with me, finally, but I don't have all the answers. First off, a lot of what I'm struggling with is osteoarthritis and psoriatic arthritis. It's an autoimmune disease where my immune system attacks itself. So not only am I tired because my immune system's working all the time, but it's hurting itself, and then it's not fighting sickness when it comes in. So I get sick easily, and my body is just always under attack. And so as I get on the right medication for this psoriatic arthritis and osteoarthritis, hopefully the swelling in my joints goes down, the pain goes down. It's been fascinating as I've learned about this. If you do nothing and don't go on any medications your swollen joints will start deteriorating and they'll start wearing down, and I'm going to need hip replacements and elbow. I don't know if they even do elbow replacements, knee replacements. Unless I address this, I'm putting excessive wear and tear on my body. But the good news is there are a lot of treatments that do reduce that inflammation, and exercise is a good thing. So as I reduce the inflammation, I should be able to ride more, get more movement there, and without the swelling, my arthritis should progress very slowly instead of rapidly when I'm not on that medication. So that is great. I still don't know what's going on with the chronic fatigue. We're working on that. Sleep studies in the works, that might be part of the answer. One of you said in one of my comments, autoimmune diseases bring friends with them, and you very rarely have one autoimmune disease with no other weird things attached to it. So as I was talking to my doctor, he was saying, you know, this brings fatigue, it also brings depression and anxiety, and it also brings soreness and difficulty concentrating, and they all kind of feed into each other, and it's just this downward spiral. And so we're not going to be able to just knock them all out in one go, but we can chip away at it and improve little by little until we figure out what's going on. And everybody with psoriatic arthritis and osteoarthritis have a slightly different needs, and so the medical needs for me will be different from someone else. So it's a lot of trial and error, trying this new medication to see how my body reacts. But I'm glad to finally have answers. We had a hunch I had psoriatic arthritis, but now we know for sure. I've been able to get that diagnosed. And so it's good to have some answers. And with that, I've had some good days lately. It's a roller coaster, up and down. Some days I can't get out of bed. Other days I can go get on my e-bike and ride for 2 hours. So yeah, we're playing the long game. This is gonna take a long time to figure out and a long time to get fully cured, but I'm still able to get out on e-bikes and occasionally on a non-e-bike for short little stints. So I'm excited about that. And that brings me to some great news about the future of Hardtail Party. Hardtail Party is not going anywhere. And I know there have been very few videos the last year and a half. That's about to change. I've already got a couple bikes in for review that I need to knock out. And so as I feel healthy on these healthy days, I'm gonna be reviewing hardtails, and you're gonna be seeing a lot more of that content here like we used to. Now my experimental stuff and tech stuff and review stuff that's not tied to hardtails is gonna be over on my Big Brain Party channel. That channel's going well, and people are really into the educational stuff we got over there. So if you like that stuff, like testing which wheel feels the best out of 20 different wheels, I've got videos on that, and really nerdy tech stuff, and we got more awesome stuff coming on that. But for the hardtail stuff, it's gonna stay living here in Hardtail Party. So hardtail reviews and hardtail content is gonna be right here. I've got some exciting builds coming up. I've got a winter hardtail build. I've got a gravel-ish hardtail build. I'm gonna be sharing more about that as it comes. So Hardtail Party's not going away. It's getting better, and we're starting to ramp up. So rest assured, I still love hardtails. They're still my true love. And hopefully, being in Bentonville where the trails are smoother and it's not as demanding as Sedona to ride, I'll have the energy to be able to review some of these hardtails. And through all of this, I've still been consulting, and I still consult. So if you need advice on which bike to get next, hardtail, full suspension, or e-bike, I do that over on Patreon. I've got the link down below. I love helping people with that, and I'm so appreciative to my patrons who paid for that service over the last year to keep Hardtail Party afloat. There's a lot of bad news in the mountain bike industry, and a lot of companies are not making it. Hardtail Party's making it. And so it's because of you guys and your support, the people that have bought my course, the people that have signed up for Patreon, the people that have donated through Buy Me a Coffee on the links below. You guys kept this channel afloat so that now as my health starts to improve, I'm alive and Hardtail Party's moving forward, and we're getting a lot of great content in the future. So thank you so much for your goodness, for the kind words, for the prayers, for the encouragement that everybody sent me in the last year and a half. It's made a world of a difference. There was one point where I was having really unhealthy thoughts. That's pretty common with people that have learned about a life-altering illness. Now, a lot of people have it way worse than me, and they deal with a lot more than I do, but I was surprised how much it affected my emotional state. I had a lot of depression, but I know enough to know that I needed help. So I went to a psychiatrist, started talking with them, explained my symptoms, and they were able to help me get on a great medication that has made the dark thoughts go away. I remember Kyle Warner talking about that as well, that when he was dealing with his medical stuff, there was a lot of depression and scary thoughts as well. And I really applaud him for opening up about that. And I'm happy to talk about that. I just don't want to say certain words that flag this on YouTube that don't show it to most people because it says certain words in it. But I'm happy to talk offline about that. And it's something I'm really passionate about, is talking about mental health. And not being able to get out and ride and not being able to exercise has been really hard on my mental health as well, and my physical health. But I'm excited because as I read, they say that exercise and movement is good for people with these types of arthritis, as long as the joint's not swollen. So if we can take the medicine to bring the swelling down, I'll be able to ride a bike again. And even if it hurts, I'm not doing damage. I'm actually helping it more than I'm hurting it. So it's great to have some answers. I'm sad that it took so long. And I want to thank you guys for hanging in there with me through this last year and a half, as it's been rough, as I haven't been able to create content like I used to, but that's about to change. So thank you for the love. Thank you for loving Hardtails. You guys are amazing. Thank you for the support, whether it's on Patreon, on the links below, purchasing products that I feature on my channel, or just being a positive force in the world and leaving good comments on people to encourage them. You never know what battles someone's going through when you comment on their stuff. And it's amazing how a positive comment can really lift your day, especially if you're having those dark thoughts. And it's amazing how really rude negative comments can add to those dark thoughts. So I honestly feel like I have the greatest viewers and subscribers in the world. And you guys make this community what it is. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Those are the updates. I'll be chiming in the comments below if you guys have any questions. But I'm really excited for this new chapter. Moving to Bentonville, I'm really sad to leave Sedona. Sedona is still my favorite place in the world, with my favorite people in the world. I'm going to miss my NICA team, my riding buddies, my personal friends, my church buddies. I'm going to miss all of them. But onward and upward, there's a new chapter of life, and I love learning, and I'm excited for the learning ahead. Thanks for watching, everybody. You're awesome. There's a party in the mountains, and you're invited.